Alright, so now we're going to be looking at my three tomato plants. I planted these in preparation for the challenge, however they somehow grew a lot faster than I expected, so you're going to see a grown-up version of them. Wow. So, tomato plants. You can cut open a tomato and those little seeds you find, you can just take them out, put them in soil, give them a nice drink of water, and they'll be fine. They'll grow into nice, healthy tomato plants. Make sure you space them well, because tomatoes have really nice root systems. But tomatoes are really resilient. And I recommend you do buy seeds for tomatoes, because there's two types of tomatoes. There's determinate and indeterminate. Determinate tomatoes, they will have a nice big harvest, and then they'll die. They'll kill themselves. No, they'll just die. And yeah, they'll dry, shrivel up and die. Let it die, let it die. Yeah. So you're just gonna have to deal with it. However, you'll get a big harvest in a shorter period. It won't grow as much. It'll maybe get about that tall. I don't know. It won't grow too much, and you'll get some good tomatoes. With indeterminate tomatoes, they will need to grow a lot more, like quite a bit, before they start making fruits. However, they will fruit for an indeterminate amount of time, as long as they want, pretty much. And yeah, you can have them for a while, but they usually die not in not too long after not too long. So yeah, how do you take care of tomato plants? Well, after they get to a stage, not this much, I'd say a bit more. Yeah, what I like to do is uproot them. Make sure you don't damage the roots, so remove them easy, gently and bury it. Maybe even like chop off some of the lower leaves and just bury the whole stem. What this does, it's because tomatoes have a special type of stem in which roots can grow. So what this does is it allows roots to grow underground and it gets a very healthy root system. Tomatoes have what's called suckers. So basically this is the main stem. These are the leaves, and the suckers are like here. Basically just a new growth should, if you leave it, it'll turn into a whole new branch. And it's if you and on indeterminate tomatoes, this will damage the plant, as the plant can get too heavy, the root system may not be able to support it well. But on determinate tomatoes, you can keep those. So what you want to do is you want to prune them off for indeterminate tomatoes. If they're nice and big, like even just the size of this, if they're that big, just you can chop them off, put them in a bowl of water, and they will root by themselves, and that's a whole new tomato plant you just created. You just created life. That's so cool. Now what are we missing? Tomatoes, they like the heat. They will grow in the cold, but it's not as good. So yeah, make sure you plant them in like October, November, so that they can grow in peak summer. And you can get a nice harvest. Also, if your tomatoes making like lots and lots of flowers on like one bunch like this much, make sure you cut off like halfway through, because you don't want it getting too heavy. Then you're gonna get zero tomatoes. Thanks, guys. Also, I've made some maths and science, like science videos and stuff. That is because I thought that just doing these plants is gonna be extremely boring. So I'm gonna teach you about the theory. That's the graphing part. Well, you can use graphs to measure the growth of plants, and you need to solve the equations if you want to accurately do graphs. And well, biology is pretty self-explanatory. This is plants. Sigma.